Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Osborne Smith, and I'm the Director of Leadership Development and Continuous Improvement here in Lexington School District 1. In this short orientation video, I'm going to share with you a few details about the administrator evaluations for assistant principals and CS administrators. At the end of the video, you should leave with clarity around the expectations and purpose of our evaluation process and understand the timeline for these evaluations. So let's dig in. Our district's vision is to empower each child to design the future. To fulfill this vision, we believe we must also empower each school leader. So in order to empower leaders, we have developed a comprehensive executive leadership program with the intended outcomes you see listed on the screen. While each of these outcomes are equally important, the one the leader evaluation process most aligns with is the outcome highlighted in yellow, the equitable learning outcomes for all. When we say all, that includes students and adults. So regardless of where you lead, you should have the opportunity to grow, develop, and to receive kind, helpful, and specific feedback. With this in mind, part of the evaluation process we use for assistant principals and central services administrators includes deliberate, standards-based coaching and leadership development. The professional learning and coaching you will receive, as well as the leadership growth plan you will design as part of this process, should support the achievement of your school and division's goals as well. So keeping in mind our leadership continuum outcomes, we use this graphic to explain our executive leadership program. It is a circle for a reason. We do not believe that leadership growth or career pathway is necessarily linear, and we recognize that educators can find themselves in leadership roles in a variety of positions. Therefore, we have 10 leadership domains where we have developed competencies that outline what it means, looks like, and sounds like to lead in Lexington School District 1 in 4 key positions. This includes competencies for teacher leaders, principals, APs, and central services administrators. Attached to the email with this screencast, I have attached links to the assistant principal and CS administrator competencies. Please be sure to review these in light of your role and begin to consider which would be areas of strength and areas of growth for you professionally. So the competencies I described on the previous slide will help you as a leader to do the items you see on the screen. It should help you to understand the performance expectations in your role, as well as some of the key behaviors you should demonstrate. It should also help you to discuss with your supervisors your strengths and areas of growth. And finally, it should help you to focus on specific professional learning and development opportunities that will help you to grow and strive for excellence. These competencies also will help your supervisors to discuss with you your areas of strength and areas of growth, as well as to support you in providing professional learning and development opportunities in a systematic and efficient way. Finally, the competency should help your supervisor to determine what skill sets will be needed to support succession planning when it has to happen. So the evaluation process on which you are embarking follows 4 basic steps or phases. In phase 1, you learn the how and why behind our process, and you begin to understand the behaviors and dispositions that must be demonstrated to indicate mastery behind the competencies. At the same time, your coach or supervisor is working to build trust with you, which is a critical component of the coaching process. In phase 2, you will spend time being metacognitive. You will self-reflect against the standards, and with the support of your coach or supervisor, you will develop an action plan. In phase 3, it's implementation time. And while you are digging into the work, your coach will be observing you and giving you feedback based on the competencies. Finally, in phase 4, you will assess your progress and receive feedback again from your coach, which will help you to plan for future growth. This leadership growth plan process is cyclical and will push you to consider both your areas of strength and growth. Be sure to use these phases to really push yourself in your work and take advantage of the feedback you receive along the way to improve your leadership practice. So in the email that I sent to you with the screencast, I've included the evaluation forms along with the competencies you need to review. Please take time to study those documents specifically aligned to your role and use the 3 reflection questions as you read through the materials. The questions I want you to think about are, what do you notice about these documents? How is the leadership growth plan process connected to or different from other evaluation processes you've experienced? And what questions do you have about what you're seeing? If you do have specific questions about the process or the content, please feel free to reach out to me or your supervisor. We are all here to support you in this process, and we are rooting for you to succeed. If you are wondering something, be sure to ask. When it comes time to write your goals on your leadership growth plan, be sure to consider the 4 bullets on the slide. Your goals should be challenging but realistic. And I'm using those words intentionally as a former assistant principal and now as a CS administrator myself. As you are reflecting on the competencies writing your goal, ask yourself these questions. What can you truly do in a year? Where do you really want to grow? And finally, what will lead to growth for your school or department? This process should develop you as a professional and should support the work of your department and school as well. So be smart about your choices. Find an area that you are passionate about and want to improve, and be sure to truly connect that work to what you do as a leader each day.